Well, we are back in the office today, guys, checking out a piece of gear that I've had my eye on for well over a year now. I think they officially launched 6 months ago. They've been putting watches out there. I've been seeing the videos. I've been comparing with other watches, and I finally got my hands on one just yesterday. So I'm going to run you through basically what's in the box, full setup, my thoughts on the product, and give you a little information for what you're getting out of this watch. So before we break into it, basically, I'm a big Western hunter. I want something that is a redundancy to my phone so I can look at my maps, I can set an extra alarm clock, I can check my health metrics, all stuff that I can technically do on my phone, but I want to save battery. I want something in case my phone dies or it breaks or it's more convenient to look at my wrist. So all of this going into it is what I'm wanting out of this watch. I don't think it's going to entirely replace my Onyx. I like the bigger screen. I'm sure there's more features built into the Onyx on my phone rather than the map on the watch. But I think all of that looks great. It's a newer company, so I'm excited to break into this thing. Right off the bat, they've got themselves some fancy packaging. Love that. And then the watch itself. So I will say, I did do some updates yesterday on it just to make the video go by a little faster. They had a software update that needed to be done and then just pairing it up to your phone app. So there's a Bridger app on the App Store and I did pair it to that to make sure. In the box, got instructions. I would encourage you to read these, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to. And then we've got our charging cable. I haven't looked at this yet, but so it's a proprietary cable, so it's not your USB-C to C like a portable charger or a phone would be. So definitely keep an eye on this. We'll do some testing on battery life later on. Then we've got the straps themselves. Comes with a longer and a shorter version. I probably am going to fall into that shorter version category. Got some skinny wrists. So pop these guys on, just like so, and toss her on the wrist. Oh yeah, so I'll say either I have very skinny wrists or they build these for bodybuilders because I'm on the 4th smallest notch of the smaller band, so keep that in mind. Fits well though, the band's comfortable. The watch, obviously it's a bigger face, which I knew going into it. I wanted that for more in-depth detail into the maps, and it's not as heavy as I expected, so that's nice as well. Turn it on, we've got our home screen with all the good information, and then I think we can go direct to our map here. This will take you to your house, which I should probably blur out, and then this is what we've got. If you haven't downloaded the map yet, you'll basically see a map missing quadrant. So you can go to the app, which we're about to do, and download from there. So let's jump into the app. Obviously, mapping was the feature that I'm most excited about, so we are going to focus on that one. Bridger Watch app. I paired it up with my phone yesterday, and I did a software update, but I have not played with anything else. So we've got our maps. We've got our health metrics, your sleep, your steps, all that good stuff. And should have, so this is another one that I'm excited about is the ballistic profiles. So if you've got like the Hornady app or the Sierra, so all of these for your certain rifle and ammo, you can import that into the app as well. And so you can have this to take a look at when you're setting up dialing for shots. I believe they do integration with Mountain Tough. I don't personally use that, but I know a lot of guys are big on that stuff. And then, of course, the big one is the integration with Onyx, which from what I've seen so far, just messing around with the app face, it's not going to be the same resolution or the same build as your Onyx, but it uses Mapbox. So it's the same technology. If you go onto your Onyx, it'll have that little icon on the bottom left. So as far as I know, it's the same technology as Onyx. You can import your points the same. You can download maps, but it's not going to be as in-depth as your phone. So when you go to download a map, you'll see you can only zoom in to, or zoom out so far. And when you do zoom in, you'll see your state land, Forest Service, and then what appears to be private borders, roads. So this is actually more detail than I expected in some of this. Still not as much as my phone. So I downloaded it there. Then you'll see a map generating. So basically that is creating the whole file and you can sync it into your watch from there. So you basically do this ahead of time before your hunt. Now we can go into here. We can go to our settings and we can sync it. So Maps Manager, Sync Maps, and it will go through connected to Wi-Fi and sync everything up to where you can scroll through the map from there. Give it a second here. I'm going to go through a whole process to download that map. So then you'll see a progress bar. It's going to download, and then they say it decompresses to basically get it onto your app and have it be good quality. So got it downloaded and decompressed. Actually downloads faster than I thought, so you don't really have to sit around for a while. It took 15 seconds to get that downloaded. Then we'll run through a couple of the other features with this. So we've got all of the stuff you would expect out of the watch. You can set it to vibrate, to ringer. You've got flashlight, so you'll see red version, white, and then a little brighter. So it actually does put out some light. I'm excited about that one. And then your Redshift. This is one I was super stoked with. So you can actually turn it to red mode if you're hiking out in the dark and you go to look at your watch face, you don't blow out your night vision to where then you look up again, you can't see anything. So you keep that red light on so you can check the time, but you can still keep cruising and see well at night. A couple other cool features I'd like to touch on. Workout stuff, obviously you can select from a bunch of different workouts and you can track those. You can do tracks while you're hunting and send the line back to your Onyx or any pins. There is quite a few features built into this watch, and frankly I'm not going to be able to go through all of them, and I don't even know about all of them so far. But those are a few that I was most excited about. It's got a good feeling off the bat. I haven't tested it in the field yet, as this is my second day with the watch, first time really diving into it. But it's got everything I could ask for. Battery life seems to be holding up well so far, and the maps download pretty quickly. So meets all the criteria starting off. We're going to put some days in the field with it and see what it does.